Oh my gosh, we say this at the end of every season. It's like, I can't believe one, we are in season 5 and we're done. Like we're wrapping it. It's
hard to believe.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of things struck me. Like, I don't think and maybe I missed it. I don't think I'd heard build a bigger train.
Oh yeah, you missed it. We talked about it.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about it ad nauseum.
Okay.
Well, yeah, right.
I have a lot to do.
Okay, but you do have a lot to do.
You guys are yakety yak.
I know, right? Well, okay, but it is a fun metaphor. This whole notion of like
it is.
Okay,
Yes.
can I? Am I allowed to tell it?
I'm being sincere.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wait. No.
Oh.
No. You tell it. You tell it.
What are we telling?
Somebody tell it. I don't know
The
what
metaphor.
we're telling.
This notion that this idea that if you
I can't tell it. I don't even remember talking about it.
If you were on the sidewalk and you were to see yourself being approached by a small radio flyer wagon, a little red wagon, at 3 miles an hour, if it were just coming toward you, you would just put your foot out and you would stop it. 3 miles an hour is a walking pace. That's how fast 3 miles an hour is. You just put it. You would just stop it.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we'd stop it.
Okay. If you're standing on a railroad track and a locomotive is coming at you at 3 miles an hour, you can't stop it.
Right.
But it's not because of the velocity, it's because of its mass effect. Shame is like a locomotive. It's not that it is always coming at us at a high velocity. It is the cumulative mass effect that it has within us, not just personally, but generationally and systemically and so forth. And if I'm going to stop it, I need a bigger train.
Mm-hmm.
I have to build a bigger train.
We have talked about that.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and the bigger train is community. It's not just me getting more information. It's like it's me carrying the two of you in my mind with me when I'm someplace. Like that's the bigger train.
So yes,
this is the body of Christ.
Right. And like the fact that we don't always have as much time as we did today to talk before we record.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we did, it just makes it more, it highlights it more because, okay, we were created for beauty. That's what we were created for. Every season that we do is about creating beauty.
Yep.
And things get in the way. Like this is the most fabulous loop because we were made to create beauty. Things get in the way. Confessional community helps us address and be curious about the things that get in the way. And then we're able to create beauty.
Right.
And then like us talking this morning, it's like sometimes I think, and I wonder, like, do our listeners think, oh, well, you guys know how to do confessional communities. I mean, Kurt, you do, but Pep and I are a little bit not as equipped. But like when we talk, we tell stories.
Yeah.
We tell stories. We did this morning.
Yep.
Then we listen, the ones that aren't talking, the one that isn't talking, listen. And then we share what we're feeling. Like we share our emotional response.
Right. Yeah.
That's like there's confessional community with the capital C and there's confessional community with the lowercase c. Like that's a confessional community.
Absolutely. Right. What's the capital? What's the uppercase C?
Well, like if it's there's a lot of structure to it and direction and but you can start with so I have a confessional community and I find myself wanting the others to be vulnerable and then I'll follow them. Like
well, you could just tell them that. You could just tell them that.
Right. You start where you are, right? You say it and it's fabulous.
Yeah.
You had a little aside, Kurt, in the episode today when you said that only Jesus can take things away, but he wants our help. He wants our help. And that reminded me of the story of that I've told you guys before of the instant cake. Do you remember this?
Tell us again.
when they first invented instant cake, it was either Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker, one of them.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't selling. It wasn't selling, and so this somebody from their marketing department got all these back in the day homemakers together to have like ask them questions about what they like about it, what they don't like about it. And when they first made instant cake, all the ingredients were in there, including dried eggs and everything. You just added water and you made a cake.
Oh,
And they all these women said, I don't feel like I'm baking. I don't feel like I'm
oh
a part
my
of the process at
gosh.
all.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
they
they
left
took
the eggs out.
the egg out and had them crack a
Oh,
couple of eggs,
and
and they
voila.
sold like
Oh
hotcakes
my
or
gosh.
like
Wow.
instant cakes. Yeah, crazy, right? And so it's, to me, that's just like the same thing. We want to
Yeah.
feel like we're doing something, right? And God knows that about us. He
Right.
wants us to be. He wants us to crack a
Want to
couple of
buy in.
eggs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I heard this one metaphor that it said, like, if you're trying to dig out space to pour foundation for a house, and you and God are doing this together, you come with a shovel and God comes with a backhoe. And for every shovelful that you throw, God takes a backhoe shovelful out.
Yeah.
But if you stop, then so does the backhoe. And this notion
Yeah.
that I heard recently, this phrase of, without God, I can't do it. Without me, He won't do it.
Mm.
And this harkens to Paul's language of allowing us. We want to be co-creators. We want to be co-laborers with Jesus. Right. This is not, which is so different, right? You have in that time, the Roman time, like there was an emperor and there was everybody else. This whole notion that the king, first of all, that the king would be a servant, like that, like we have no idea how mind-blowing,
Right.
how disorienting that the king of the world has come as a slave, has come to live in that way, let alone then that he asks us to labor with him. I want to heal your shame, but it's like the woman in Mark 5 or 6 we've talked about her before, with the bleeding dyscrasia, right? This sense of like, oh, he could just let her, she's tugged on the hem of his garment and now she's fine and he could just let that go. But like, no, he's going to push this. He's like, let's see how far she can go.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's playing in the NCAA. We'll see if she can want to come to the NBA. Who touched me? Like, and she didn't have to. She didn't have to name it. It's just it's stunning to me how hard it is for me to capture in my awareness the intensity of God's delight in our joining him in this work. And that it requires my willingness to participate with him in my own healing, in my practice of integration, in the creation of beauty and goodness in the world, all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had something else, Aim?
Well, two small things, or not small, but quick things. Like the question about shame, and we talked about it, like Kurt, when you said that shame can be a good thing, and Pep and I were like, that's hard for us to wrap our head around. Like, how can shame be good? But then when you said today, when you said, what is shame telling me? And it's like, that is the goodness of the shame. Like,
right. That's right.
That is the goodness. It's going to tell us something.
Right.
That
right. Nobody
reframed it for me.
Right. Yeah. Nobody would say, I mean, is nausea good?
Yeah,
like,
no.
Like, no.
Right.
Like, what kind of a question is that? Like, that's a silly question. But nausea tells us something that there is something about the part of your body that your body needs in order to live that is in trouble.
Right.
And it really wants you to get the message.
And
Right. we don't enjoy it. We don't like it. And it's awful if I'm nauseous and I can't throw up and then, be done with it.
Right.
When you're pregnant, it's not easy to do that.
Right.
And that's a lot of what shame is. Shame is just like this undercurrent of nausea that we carry, but we can't ever throw up. There's no short of someone coming for us and helping us reframe all that.
I'm glad you guys helped me throw up.
Yeah, we're happy to be your throw up buddies.
You are my syrup of Epicac.
Oh my gosh.
Are like
okay, one other one.
We're ECs.
Yes.
Emesis catchers.
That's on my resume.
That's right. That's right.
This is just a fun thing because when I send you guys a text giving you timestamp, like 10 minutes.
And occasionally we actually pay attention to it.
Yeah, occasionally on a rare occasion. But I will watch you guys, we'll watch both of you to see you see my text. And I thought, okay, isn't that what we're all looking for though? We're looking for someone like Pep, you brought up that Kurt says we're looking for someone to be looking to, what is it?
He is never not.
He's never not coming.
He's never not coming.
There were not two knots. There were not two knots. Okay, go ahead.
I think there were two knots.
Oh,
but that's what we're looking for. And then I think of the person who feels like there's no one I can. Yeah. But then I think God sees, not to be pithy or whatever. You have one. Everybody has one.
Yeah.
And you'll build a bigger train because you have one. You can get two. And join us for season 6 and you'll learn how to get a bigger train. Even bigger.
Build a bigger train, the title of season 6.